spend a good amount of time with legs up the wall. So I've got just a little bit of cushioning here for the back of my pelvis. You're also welcome to put a bolster underneath your pelvis at the wall as well. I'm going to lie a little bit more flat today because the slight inversion still aggravates my cough. So bolster, that can be a rolled up thick blanket. I've got a rolled up thin blanket. You can use a bath towel. I've got a throw cushion that I'm going to use for my head. And then I have a yoga sandbag. If you've got one of those reheatable packs that you put in the microwave, that'll work great as well. Or a bag of rice, whatever you have available. And so without further ado, we're going to start with legs up the wall. So to get into position, sit with one hip facing your wall, and then you'll use your arms to help you flip around so that you come onto your back. I'm going to change this around the other way because I can just feel the ridge. So you're going to come around onto your back, and you want to get your pelvis as close to the wall, so there's ever so graceful wiggling, as close to the wall as you can, while still having your pelvis on the floor and your legs as straight as they can be. This is where I'm going to use the pillow as well. And just as a nice little comfort item, just put a pillow under my head, my arms out to the sides. So this is an expression of Viparita Kirani, and it's an energy seal. And so this particular position was my go-to at the end of the day when I was young and had a husband, 2 kids, 2 cats, and a busy job and a busy household. And this would just give me the opportunity to come home and restore. So I invite you to share in that feeling. Come home to your breath as well. Letting your breath be as slow and steady as it can be without creating any stress or discomfort in your body or your mind. And if you can, slow your breath down to about 5 seconds for your inhalation and 5 for your exhalation. You'll get maximum benefit from this breath technique. More important than length is your comfort. And with any of the positions that I'm showing today, you're more than welcome to stay longer or move out of them more quickly, depending on what feels best for you. This is about feeling good. So our second position is a wide V. So you can take your legs out to the sides as far as it's comfortable in your body, making sure that your pelvis is level on the ground. And then have a look at your legs. You want them to be fairly even. And if one leg is closer to the ground, rather than forcing the higher leg down, bring the lower leg up. And let that be your place of rest in this next position. It's like doing a Supta Upavishta Konasana, or supine wide leg forward fold. So I have a hip injury. I'm actually going to use my sandbag to prop my right leg up a little bit so that it is able to relax through the hip and groin area. So if you have other props available and you need to prop yourself up, go ahead. You can also just place your hands there. Now, of course, you can stay longer. I'm timing this to about 5 slow breaths, which is about a minute. And then you're ready to change position, bring your legs up towards the ceiling. Now bring the soles of your feet together, knees apart, and your heels down towards the floor. And let gravity do the work so that your pelvis stays relaxed on the ground. So for some of us, the legs will be higher than others. And wherever your legs go with ease is the right spot for you. Stay here longer if you want to, or if you're ready to move with me, bring your hands to your outer knees so your knees come together and slide your feet back up the wall. Now cross your right ankle over your left ankle. And the idea is that the pelvis stays still as you slide your right ankle down towards your left hip and find a place where it's kind of in position with gravity. Stay here if you're already getting a stretch in your right hip, or start to slide your left heel down the wall by bending your left knee. And this might be less movement than you're used to if you keep your pelvis still. So that's about right for me. I start to feel a stretch. I'm not going very far, but the idea here is not to push into the edges of stretch, but rather find the beginning of the stretch and let your body relax into it. You may find that starting in this more conservative way will allow you to go a little bit farther over time. Come back to your breath when you found a good place to explore. And with an inhalation, straighten your left leg, and then bring your right leg back to the wall. Pause for a moment to feel into the echo of that position. And now cross your left ankle over your right ankle and start to slide your left ankle towards your right hip. Find the place where gravity holds it in position. And start to bend into your right knee, letting your right heel come closer to the ground. Stopping in the position where the stretch starts. Let your body soften into this shape. You might notice your experience is different on this side. I always do, and it's an opportunity to get curious, to cultivate swadhyaya, which in yoga means self-study, to know ourselves better. In another breath or two, straighten your right leg. Take your left leg back to the wall. Have a little bit of space between your feet so that you can move your ankles around. And point and flex your feet a few times. Excuse me. Okay, join your legs and slide your feet down towards the wall or towards the floor, that is, and then let your legs dip out to your left, and you can monitor your twist by keeping your feet up a little higher or sliding something underneath your legs. I'm just coming into Jatara Paridhartanasana, or the around the abdomen twist. And slowly walk your legs along, your feet along the wall until you can take your legs out to the other side. Your knees are dropping to the right. And you can use a little bit of pressure between your foot and the wall to help regulate your twist. Now to come out of the twist, I'm going to turn my torso towards my knees and come up. Okay, so I'm going to take a resting position that's restorative, and this is where all the props are going to come in handy. So the bolster is set up to go underneath my knees. The rolled up blanket is going to come across mid-chest. What's nice about rolling up a towel or a blanket is if it's too high, you can unroll it a little bit. Yoga mat works for this as well. I'm also going to have a pillow for my head, just because it's sweet to have that little bit of cushioning. And I've got my sandbag nearby. So in this position, it's kind of like a little waterfall setup here. The roll that's behind my rib cage is almost directly down from the bottom of my breastbone. So my shoulder blades are free. My arms can drape out to the sides. Got a little bit of height under my head. I'm going to take my sandbag, and you can use anything that has a little bit of soft weight, even a blanket, and just rest it over your pelvis. And we'll be here for a little while. You can stay as long as you like. This is one where you could hold it for even 10, 15 minutes. You get a nice little opening through the chest, which is helpful for me on my road to recovery. Having weight on your pelvis will calm your nervous system. A little bit of height under my head helps to keep me from coughing. Excuse me. And of course, stay longer if you wish, because the intention here is just to share 10 to 15 minutes of practice with you. I'm going to come out by moving the props, rolling to the side, and finding my seat. So I wish you a very happy day, and I'm hoping that your Sunday is filled with some self-care that allows you to feel recharged for the week to come. Thank you for being here. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace.